was it?
I'm sorry, we got it now. I'm Pat.
Okay, all right. I'm Jeffrey. Yeah,
I'm talking about it's been a minute since I've had an actual cigarette.
that's one thing that we were talking about. Yeah,
Right,
and
right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
amongst some dude who comes out of your past and tries to sell you energy credits. Yeah,
Right, yeah. It's like, no, man, I got my roof replaced last year. We're good.
right. Yeah, me was like, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. You still got T-locks on there?
No, man, I'm good. No, it was just kind of weird, man.
No,
So,
that's definitely weird.
yeah.
That and the cigarettes. Yeah.
Well, that happens from time to time. I'm sure you get that too. No, not
Nah,
really.
because I got the fucking carburetor here. So,
So I don't have a carburetor. Um,
and I'm okay with that, man. I'm gonna have to be because uh, I can't go back to fucking unleaded. Oh, that would be leaded.
leaded,
Yeah,
leaded
diesel.
cigarettes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't go back to
full
diesel.
diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I believe it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like a weird thing where if you go like 4 or 5 years without having a cigarette, you kind of want one.
No, I got you there,
It's like,
but
well, I've paid for it now.
and my understanding is that actually most of the damage there is sort of fixed up afterwards too.
Correct.
After you wait, for a while, because I mean the cells just refresh themselves, so
Right.
eventually they'll clean out.
But you don't want to get on the train where you're gonna
Nope,
like do that. Yeah.
nope.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. It just hit me today. I was like, fuck, I want a cigarette.
I got you
And it's been a
there.
minute. It's been a minute. So,
I wonder if that's the kind of thing my brother goes through like all the time.
what with gambling?
No, he actually gambles. I'm talking about like drinking.
Oh well, I never stopped that, so I
Right.
don't know. Yeah.
You barely drink though. Once or twice a week?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
twice a week. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But I never drank like a handle a night like he did.
no, he was a pro. Yeah.
I'm still amateur league,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that now. But there were probably dudes that drank 7 days a week.
What, like hard liquor?
Like anything.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I can't do that, man. Fucks with sleep.
I'll bet you could probably have a drink a day and be fine.
Oh no, that'd be fine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm a beer guy, man. I get full. So yeah.
That was always my biggest problem with it. I don't know how many people, I don't know how y'all drink that much of that shit.
I don't.
It makes no sense to me.
Well, you can't do it every day.
I can't do it at all. Like like especially with a dude like you don't eat that much. Like your stomach actually
Mm.
kind of like tells you when to quit. So how it sits there and you can put away a liquid like that. But then again, I haven't seen
Well,
you
you piss it out.
eventually. It
A
takes a
couple of
while.
hours.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But then again, I haven't seen you actually pound them since one of the football drafts.
Well, I can still do that, but that's not an everyday thing.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a young man's game. It's actually a young man's game or an old man's game. You're either
It's a
no.
short game
Well, you know
then.
what I mean. Where there are dudes who are lifelong veterans of drinking and they can handle their business, and then you have the young people that can handle their business. But all spots in between,
No,
that's
not so
not for us
much. Yeah,
anymore.
I got you.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. You're
No, I just miss like tonight. I was just missing cigarettes. It
it happens, man. You'll get over it.
does happen.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So, but I never did the gum. I did the gum a little bit the first time that I quit. Um, and then I did patches for a little bit too.
You did patches?
Yeah, but they suck. So they
Oh,
burn. Yeah,
oh, they do. Oh,
yeah. Um,
did you ever do the fucking medication?
no, I never did that. I had friends who did that.
Okay, yeah.
One of the guys, he got like suicidal thoughts off of it. So I was like, all right, so that's not for me. But I was never that heavy. I don't think I was ever at a point in time where I was smoking a pack a day. I might have been close a couple times here and there.
I don't remember. I think it would have been at about 3/4
Yeah,
thereabouts.
I remember I get like 2 3 days out of a pack.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I get two, but yeah, but I was a little bit heavier than you, so um,
And what did you use to smoke? You used to smoke lights, right?
ultralights, yeah.
Marlboro.
The
Yeah.
yeah, the silvers,
See, I switched over to Camels after a while.
yeah.
Yeah. The Camel lights, you can't even get those anymore. So
I don't even know. I
yeah.
wouldn't. I haven't been shopping in a minute.
No, last time
Just to
I
be
bought
clear, yeah,
like a pack of cigarettes
yeah.
was I think a year ago when I was in Boston
Oh,
at the
really?
baseball game. Yeah, you can smoke in the stadium.
Oh, okay. Were they selling them there
I think I
at the
bought it right
stadium?
outside. Yeah. Yeah. And they still had smoker decks.
Fucking no way. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
seriously. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I couldn't get a pack of Camel Lights. They're like, what the fuck is that? So
I don't know the
I don't
regional
know either.
brands
Yeah, I don't
of,
know either.
I don't know if Boston is still one of the like last places where pyramids are king,
I
or
never smoked pyramids. I did smoke Salem's for a while.
Salem's. I know certain places where Cools and Newports
Oh, I remember Newports. Yeah.
are the common ones. Um, I know a few people much older that smoke Pall Malls.
Those were the cheap ones.
I don't think they were cheap. I think they
Or
were
no, I'm thinking of pyramids.
pyramids were cheap ones.
Pyramids were cheap
Those
ones.
were
Yeah, there we go.
yeah. Um, a few times I knew people that smoked spirits, American spirits. You remember those?
I do, but I never
Yeah.
smoked those.
Those are they're unfiltered, dog.
Yeah, they're the ones that like take you to a different plane.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that one's definitely flavor country, dude. No, no fucking around. Um, and yeah, I used to smoke cloves for a little bit. Um,
My wife did for a
yeah,
long time. She smoked cloves when we were first married.
those will fuck you up, though.
Yeah, they used to make me sick.
I mean, I liked them, but I mean, it's just I don't know. It was
Yeah, that was a little bit thick for me.
yeah.
So, but when we first got married, that's when I got hooked on camels. So,
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
my father-in-law used to smoke camels. So,
Did he?
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't smoke anymore, does he?
Oh Lord, no.
Yeah.
No, no. 20 years. He hasn't smoked.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a minute ago.
it was, and I do kind of miss it because again, like unlike a lot of people who just say they went through it, I actually dug the taste of it.
I love smoking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was my
love it.
kind of gross, and it sort of it meshed with certain flavors that I like. Like it went great with donuts. It went great with
Coffee.
coffee and donuts. Right? You
Yeah.
just like Dunkin' Donuts was sort of the like unofficial third wheel of cigarettes.
All
You
that and
know.
McDonald's coffee.
Yeah, there is that too.
Yeah,
No, no, you're
yeah,
right. You're
yeah.
right. Um, McDonald's coffee, 7-Eleven coffee, that same kind of thing. That same. There's a that's
I haven't had a legit 7-Eleven coffee in a long time.
you know it's not bad. There
No, it's
is
great.
yeah. If you
Well,
head
same thing
over,
with the Mickey D's. Their morning coffee is the best. So,
well, yeah, it's the best of the fast food places. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah.
Right.
No, the worst is Taco Bell.
I've never been at Taco Bell before like 2 p.m. So
It is one of my preferred breakfast places, but their coffee is lousy.
it's ass, huh?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Never tried it.
I don't think a lot of people do is the problem. I think they brew it like once every 6 months.
Well, it might be okay then. Yeah.
No, when you order it, they like sigh at you, and then you can hear the microwave going. You know, it's it's like you want what?
You want
You
what
want
now?
coffee?
Yeah, come on, man.
All right. Are you sure? Are
Can
you
we get
sure?
you a Baja Blast?
Yeah, yeah. Are you sure you don't want Mountain Dew breakfast blast?
It's got waffle syrup in it.
I mean, it's got coffee in it. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
It's been here for a month, but whatever.
Dude, what a fucking like coffee and Sprite. I mean, that's really what you're making here with and you diet blue or something. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah. Mm.
I uh I was in the absolute mood. I went to a gas station the other day, and I actually bought gas. Right,
In the
that's what
morning?
I was there for. Right,
Okay.
but what I did want was I went to their soda fountain, and I made me an old fashioned suicide.
In the morning.
No, not in the morning.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it
All
was
right.
on my way back from the clinic.
Got it.
Yeah,
So what's in that now? Like fucking starry and
it depends on where you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It was unfortunately, Patrick. It was mostly the same old culprits that have been around for a long
Sure,
time,
yeah.
right? And
Coke, cherry Coke, root beer. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper,
Dr. Pepper.
you have to hit it with dew. That was a
That's
part of it.
mandatory.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's lousy.
Yeah.
It's lousy. It's not. There's no charm to it. There's no.
It's not where it was. Yeah. Long time ago, because you used to get like, was there orange soda in it?
I didn't have orange soda, or that would have
Okay.
gone in.
Yeah.
There used to be a debate. So there was a one of the controversial part of the suicide was whether or not you had to put the diet sodas in.
If it's a true suicide, then yeah.
Now we're talking. This is the difference between wall ball and jungle rules wall ball,
Right.
right? So, you know, there were
You just
people
got
who
to
was just,
ride and die with that, man.
you're there. I thought, I mean, because it was up to you how much to put in, right? You just had to tap it at least once.
Yeah, but if you do 3 taps of Coke and 1 tap of Diet Coke, it's not quite the same.
Nope.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree, but some
Did you put
people, no.
lemonade in it? Did they have lemonade?
No. I
Oh,
would have,
okay.
though.
Yeah.
I would have. Dude, if they had
And
a,
you have to like put a water thing in there too.
I did not do that. I did not
Okay.
get
All
water.
right.
I mean, but yeah, you're right. If they had lemonade, I'd do lemonade. I'd hit. If they had horchata, I would.
That's a different restaurant, bro. If that's there, it's one of four choices.
No, you're right. And then you know,
It's
get
just
to the
fertile immediately. You have to scrape it off the top like fucking shaving cream.
yeah, yeah, that's true. And you don't have a lot of snack choices either. It's like, what are these long straight donuts?
Yeah, some stick donuts.
Two of these, please.
But yeah, well, yeah, I'd take at least 2 of those. Yeah,
I don't. You have to straighten me out here because you tend to know a little bit more of this. Are those actually customary things that are served in Mexican households?
churros? No,
Okay, okay.
no, that's something you go to the ballpark to get.
Well, it's not an American thing.
Churros?
Yeah.
No, but you got to go to a place where they can squeeze them out of the starfish.
Well, yeah, no, I got you there.
Yeah.
So like you're talking about things that are so sweet, right?
Churros?
Yeah,
They
churros and
can
horchata.
be.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
can. Well, horchata definitely.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's basically like just fucking pressed cream. You know.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And a shitload of sugar.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's delicious.
Oh, I love it. I mean, in small doses.
Well, no, it's like I believe. So if you actually check like the RFK like new standards, it does say like much is like so the serving size of like eggnog is like a bottle cap, right? That's how much that you can have per year. And I think horchata is very similar. You
Yeah,
can have
it's
a
pretty
shot glass
thick.
per year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
But it depends on where you go too. I mean, I've been a bunch of places down in Pueblo where they serve horchata over ice, so it's almost like an iced coffee.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah.
fucking good. Yeah,
That sounds good. I haven't seen that, but I would
yeah,
try
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it. I would
Uh,
absolutely try that. That sounds delicious.
yeah, well, like most of the churros that I've had, I mean, it's like pressed donut holes. I mean,
Yeah, they're just long and
right, but
cinnamon sugary. They're great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like half a stick of Oreos. It's
You know what? That's a
not
good point.
that
They're
bad.
probably
Yeah.
way more
I mean, you go to
natural
Sonic
for
and
you.
you
Yeah.
can get like 10 more drinks that are
Oh
way more
fuck!
sugar. Yeah,
Sonic.
right. Yeah.
Sonic will lose their license. This is like whatever they have that constitutes food. It's like that fucking like what's that rule where like to have your liquor license you have to have at least one frozen pizza in the back to say that
Can
you
have the
serve food.
Piccadilly pizza.
Yeah, yeah. And Sonic's like that. Like they used to serve like hamburgers and fucking weird hot dogs and shit, but now it's just gimmick drinks.
Yeah. So, like, I have this new colleague, and she and her family came over from South Africa. And
Wow.
she was telling me oh, no, no, they're just enjoying American junk food culture. They said their favorite place is Carl's Jr.
These South Africans were they? Which side of apartheid were they on?
The white side. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Wow.
So, they're like, oh, this is amazing burger. I was like, wait, what? Carl's Jr.?
It's nice. It's
It's
quite fine.
fine, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can do much, much better. So, but the drinks in particular, especially from Carl's Jr. and Sonic,
Yes.
yeah,
What
the
they say.
ones that have the horchata,
What did they say about these drinks?
they thought they were divine. So,
You know, I think realistically, so that's South Africa. I think that there's sort of a like a European arrogance. They know that chocolate is not supposed to taste like that, right? They know that what we make is actually edible. But there is still this bullshit pretense, right? Where they have to hold us like, oh, you haven't had real chocolate. It's like, yeah, I have. I
I
have.
don't think they feel that way, but I get where you're coming from.
No, no, because if you're going to look me in the eye and sit there and say this hard pressed mud pie that you're pointing at me
Dirt
here,
pie.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is,
yeah,
it
yeah,
is,
yeah,
and you're going to say you actually like the taste of this. You're a liar.
yeah. Right.
You're a liar.
Or you haven't had actual like corn syrup infused chocolate.
You know what? Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. After you've tasted the two, right? One is far superior to the other,
Way superior.
way superior,
Yeah.
right? So much to the point that it's undeniable. I would put a Hershey bar against the entire continent of Europe, right? Because of this attitude.
Or a stick of Oreos. Yeah.
Sure, no,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So, but there's this like pride to it. Now, I get it if the whole thing is, well, I've been smoking since I was 12. right? And this crap chocolate actually suits it well. And I can believe it, right?
Right, yeah.
I totally understand. If this is what you've been,
Reminds me of home.
exactly, if this is what you've been chowing down on all your life,
Right.
totally makes sense.
No, I was just like really impressed that they really liked Carl's Jr.
You don't like Carl's Jr.,
No, I
do you?
don't like Carl's Jr., but they're just coming in on the ground level of the hotel here, man. You know, there's like 9 more floors of flavor.
Did you stop them and say like,
It's like, have you guys been to the Whataburger? Have you tried out the In and Out? You
I was
know?
going to say, did they stop and say like, no, we found the perfect burger. We'll never go anywhere else.
No, they were like, this is awesome. What else is here?
Okay,
I was like,
okay.
lots. They liked Wendy's.
What is South African food like?
I'm kind of scared.
What the fuck have you been eating?
Right, yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is to be fair. All right, Wendy's is not. It's not like F tier stuff. This is not.
No, but it's so mid that it's like, yeah,
Yes, yes. It's funny that you say that because like somehow mid puts you at the bottom, even though
correct.
where it's seen this is where you are, but it
Yeah,
becomes like the
yeah,
bottom insult,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's very
Yeah.
weird. Yes, Wendy's, you'll eat it because that's what's in town
They
or it's
did think the
close.
Frosties was pretty awesome.
The
And so
Frosties is pretty
it is
awesome.
pretty awesome. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And their machines always work.
Right.
Always.
Unlike everybody else's. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, when's the
So
last time you went to Arby's and had a Jamocha shake? It's been a minute. It's always busted.
the last time I could afford eating at Arby's
Arby's is way cheaper than anybody else,
was during the pandemic.
man. I went to Arby's the other day. You can get two beef and cheddars for $12.
You know, it's funny you say that, and that is a deal, but it doesn't
It's
sound
totally
like
a
a
deal.
deal.
It's totally a deal,
It
man.
sounds like a ripoff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right because if you'd have told me that in 1998, I'm like, is there a fucking ribeye steak between a bun?
Yeah, exactly.
And we got two of them,
Yeah. You served it on a white napkin. Yeah.
dude. I don't even know. Like, I wonder how much. Like if I looked up, what's that gimmicky cowboy steak place? The Texas
Texas
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse, yeah.
How much do you think? How much do you think a ribeye goes for there right now?
A ribeye?
Yeah,
Probably $18.
I am gonna look this one up. I'm opposed to this, but I just want to know
Yeah, no, I'm curious too.
because if two beef and cheddars is 12,
12. I
uh,
mean, bro, I can't get out of Taco Bell for less than $16 now. So,
did you get something fancy?
well, I get one thing fancy and two things off the fucking value menu.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, $16. And that's rounding up for cancer research.
Um, so I can press buttons to order, but it does not say the price.
Texas Roadhouse, a ribeye?
Yeah,
Like what size?
it's their ribeye size.
I'm going to guess that's about $24. And that would be with a baked potato or fries. And then whatever fucking coleslaw or whatever they have.
Right.
Yeah,
It just doesn't say, unfortunately. Um,
yeah.
so I just have to put this down. I can see the problem is I could look it up on Grubhub, but that would include the exorbitant markup.
Well, yeah, it's like a 30% markup on that shit. So I stopped ordering shit online, man, because
Dude,
you
I
got
know.
like a 30% markup on anything. It's like,
It
well,
just doesn't feel right.
yeah, I can get my
No.
car for 30%. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Especially like us. It's not like we're ordering shit from Monument, So
right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I'm not ordering from Red Gravy downtown, where it takes 40 minutes to deliver it to me.
correct. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do the thing where when I used to order food, right? It was because there was something that I was doing, and I expect it to be done in like 20 or 30 minutes, right?
Oh, you can't get it that fast anymore.
Well, it depends. So if you eat it at regular times of the day, right? So if you're a person
Not
that,
so much.
well, if you take your, breakfast or lunch at 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll get it there in 10 minutes,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Or if you eat dinner at like 7, same kind of thing,
Okay.
right? But it was because, like, all right, as soon as I'm done with this, I want the food to be waiting for me, right?
Hmm.
But remember, it's about places that are around here. So this would just be a short drive. Dude goes over to Chipotle and goes picks it up and brings it right over my house, right? But then you look at the price of this, and
It's
yes, I can
exorbitant.
get my ass into the car and go pick it up.
I
Yes,
saved $13 on my order. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
No, I'm the same way.
It's fine. I mean, I get it, and I understand this is how, like, people do have to make a living. So just,
I just don't quite get it. The only time that I don't use Grubhub. I use Uber Eats lately.
oh, really?
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure it out. So first I was using Instacart, and they have like a 50% markup. It's bananas because they have to pass it through Uber Eats.
Jesus
And so
Christ.
everybody's
Yeah.
getting their slice on that. And so, like, I do a Taco Bell order from the place over here on Austin Bluffs.
Yeah.
And a normal order that would cost me like $14 was costing like $40.
It's
And I
ridiculous.
was like, fuck that. It's like 2.5 minutes away from my house. So, but it was the pass through thing. And so I stopped using Instacart and then just going right to Uber Eats. And it was still like 10 extra fucking dollars.
It's
So,
wild. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And then it takes like 40 minutes for your food to get there at certain points in time. And then I noticed that they were ordering it from the place way down on Constitution, you know.
You
And
should be able to switch that, but yeah. Well,
it just auto like populates to whichever one. I have no idea. So I was like, well, fuck that. And so yeah, I've stopped using Uber Eats at all. And I was like, all right, fine. I can drive my ass like 6 minutes over to the Arby's or the
yeah.
Taco Bell or whatever.
Yeah.
If I was actually ordering for like actual restaurants, you know, ones without drive-throughs, then I might think about it. But
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go there. you know?
You're not wrong. I mean, there was one time where all I wanted was French fries. Okay.
Just fries.
Just wanted fries
Where'd you want your fries from?
from the Red Robin. Right.
Okay,
So,
all right, that's legit.
and
Yeah.
so I was looking on their menu for just like a shitload of fries, and they did. So they did hook me up with that because that's all I wanted. I don't know why I was in the mood, but I wanted fries so badly,
Fair.
and they took like it looks like the kind of like to go thing that you put like a rotisserie chicken in, and so they took the round part and threw fries in there, and then put the plate part on the bottom, and then
Okay.
flipped it over. So it was kind of like a cheese dish at that
Oh,
point.
fries.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So um,
How much extra did you pay to have that delivered from like
it's
2.5 blocks? Yeah. Okay. Fair. But you just don't want to show up at a store and say, "Hey, I want a fucking box of fries." Yeah.
you know it
I
shouldn't
guess they
bother
don't.
me.
I
It's
guess they
fine.
don't really
It's like
care.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's not like they're sitting around there saying like, oh well, we can't do this.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. This is such a difficult order.
Well, a difficult order, or just kind of like, I'm sorry, it has to. You either get the small side, or you get what
Yeah.
comes with
You
the
want slaw
burger.
with that? Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I said, no, I do not want your coleslaw with fucking raisins in it. You can shove that right back up your ass where it belongs, but you're not going to serve that to
Oh,
human
I just
beings.
want the fries with the salt.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was exactly it.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
were two things I was in the mood for: was fries and ketchup, and I hadn't had those two things in like a decade because
Right.
I never eat fries.
I don't really. I mean, I do sometimes. I did today. So. It came with my burger, so like, whatever.
No, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
did they offer you a meaningful alternative?
Or coleslaw or
Yeah,
whatever.
I know you don't want that. I know you.
No, I don't want that. Nobody wants you know? Yeah, the house slaw. It's like, no. You
Oh,
know?
please don't. No, you can go
It's
ahead
probably
and
got craisins in it.
you know what this is. Like, take this crap outside,
Yeah.
fucking grease your wheels with it like you're supposed to, and get it away from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like the other choices are weird. It's just like, okay, so you got fries. We can give you like four anchovies. We can.
You get a wedge salad. So you drizzle that with olive oil and call it a salad. Yeah, I got it.
If they had onion rings,
No, you never know how those are going to turn out, man.
you don't, but you sort of. If you go onion rings, you prepare yourself for a bruising.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I don't do that
Just too
again.
risky.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's too risky.
don't roll the dice on onion
Well,
rings.
no, some are slimy and some are like full of fucking red onions, which are fucking volcanic reflux, inbound, you know. So
Yes, but most of them are going to happen the same way. You're going to bite it, the entire onion part will slip out with your first bite, and then you will be dipping the batter
you
in
get a batter
something.
straw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
They're great.
Ah,
And look, there's nothing like them if you don't want them all the time, but at that same point, only onion rings will do when it's that.
I don't know. I'll always go with fries. So
Yeah, that's fine. That's
just in
fine.
case.
If a place offers fried mushrooms, I'll get those.
Yeah. So like I actually had a I went to Shake Shack like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it had a fried mushroom on a mushroom cap, like one of the portobello caps
Yeah.
on top of the burger. It was really good, but the problem with that is it's always got that like disc in it.
Hmm.
It's like a poker chip.
Yeah, the stem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you can't you can't eat it, you know, unless you're really
You can,
dedicated.
but you have to try. I mean, it doesn't come naturally.
It takes effort, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is.
yeah. Yeah. So I was a little bit put off by that, but everything else was fantastic. It was expensive as fuck, though, man.
How bad did they get you at the
Like
Shake Shack?
$26,
And you got what?
a burger and fries.
And
Yeah.
a shake?
No, that was extra. Yeah,
So you just got the burger and the side,
it
$26?
was like $26.
Jesus
I
Christ!
know,
Did you
man.
round up for cancer on that one too?
I don't think they offered, so which be fine. I'd do that, but fucking throw a shake in there with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
$6.
I know, man. It's like bananas how expensive fast food is.
Yeah, I did read the thing about the resurgence of Chili's because of this.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
interesting, and I'm actually almost tempted to go to either Chili's down here or TGI Fridays up there just to see.
right,
Because if you can
right.
walk out of that place with like a burger, fries, an entree, well, I mean,
Like an
like an
appetizer, and
appetizer and a margarita or something
yeah,
for $26. It's a pretty fucking screaming deal now, you know.
absolutely. That'll feed you twice.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. There's something about those mid tier, those mid restaurants. They seem to be hitting a sweet spot. If you have like 45 minutes to an hour to actually just sit and eat.
Yeah, that or if you go in there and take it to go, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like,
Ooh, I haven't tried that. Yeah.
well, because I mean, if a place like Chili's is doing well, under the food duress, I imagine you must get a shitload of stuff at like on the border.
Oh, I wouldn't try that.
No, but I think you
Yeah,
get your
you might be
value.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think you get a lot of stuff where, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the origin of the po' boy sandwich.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to hook up the workers that were in trouble, so they
Huh?
put a whole bunch of crap between two, pieces of bread.
Filler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Well, you give them as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
So if you go to On the Border, right,
Mm.
they put like three like enchilada things at the bottom and then cover it with that.
Styrofoam peanuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then they put um, like that Mexican soup in there and all of those stuff. Just like one
Yeah.
pallet
The
of
green
stuff.
chili. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Only one
I
box for
think I'd
eleven
rather
ninety
go to
nine. Yeah,
Arby's for
yeah.
my $12. You know?
The last time I did go to Arby's, right now, keep in mind this was when Arby's like it was mid COVID, right?
Okay.
And even like before then, even when the times were good, right? You might see another dude in line or another person in the drive up. It was all me. I think I'd ordered the first potato cakes of the week,
Well, they have to
and
go pull those out from the storage.
and those were rotten, dog. Those were
They're bad. Yeah,
awful,
no, you don't get
awful.
potatoes from Arby's.
They used to have very good potatoes.
They have crinkle cut fries now. Those are pretty good. I just went there a couple weeks ago. It wasn't
Yeah.
bad.
All
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't bad.
All right. Their
So
cakes are rotten, man. Those are they fuck those up bad.
you can't get cakes anywhere except for Mickey D's anymore, man. Well, that's in the morning. The hash browns.
Yeah, that's true. That is still
Yeah,
rock
because
solid. Actually, Taco Bell has one that's just as good.
I haven't been to Taco Bell in the morning.
Well, the science checks out because you can take you can so uniform. They said like, look at so we have these ingredients, right, and we wrap them these ways. And some dude said, could we put breakfast shit in there?
Yeah.
And so at like 4 in the morning, they all just like, we have to try it. And so it turns out that like sausage and shit like that can go in one of these things you fold it up. Now you have a breakfast menu.
Right, yeah, you have breakfast crunch wrap. Yeah.
That is correct. They
I
say
don't want one of those. Yeah.
they said, do we have to serve coffee with this? It's like, yeah, no problem. We have that shit from like the 60s, right? Back when every restaurant was legally required to carry
US
coffee.
Army on it.
Yes, yeah. Now we'll sign on with a new supplier when we run out of this shit, but nobody orders it. You just have to carry it.
DOD grain
That
grade coffee.
that is correct. Yeah, that shit is terrible. And then what they do have on there is you can get hash browns or they make two little Cinnabon donuts,
Oh, okay.
which are fantastic.
Yeah. Ooh. What are the hash browns like though? Are they like patties or are they like fucking potato Olay donuts?
They're not potato Olay donuts.
Okay.
So this is going to sound stupid, and this may totally mess up the aesthetic of it, but take the McDonald's perfect hash brown,
Right. Yeah.
the football.
Well, yeah. The mouse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just shorter and wider. Still the same shape,
Huh.
but shorter and wider.
Huh.
If aesthetics mean something to you,
Kind of fits in the crunch wrap.
yeah, you can put that in there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now,
Yeah.
keep in mind, I've spoken about this before at length. Some people call me wrong. I say potatoes don't belong in breakfast burritos, anything like
Yeah,
that.
you have.
Um,
You've been pretty consistent on that stance.
but a lot of people disagree with me, and so
No, you got to eat them extra, separate.
it's fine.
But
It's
that
fine.
with like a little bit of like Taco Bell hot sauce on it. Pretty fucking yeah.
And-
Okay, I'm
and-
on board.
And this is why I can tell you Taco Bell is just fine because they do not. You will not find a fucking green or red pepper in that shit at all.
Oh, thank God.
A lot of places love to do that, and a lot of places can
that's the
fuck
whole
right
thing
off.
with Will and his potatoes Olay. I mean, okay, fine, they're fine, but all you taste is the fucking peppers that they put in there. You know,
There's well, on top of
they're
that,
okay.
everything else at Taco John's tastes like butthole.
Well, I don't have a comparison set to that. So
Well,
forgive
I mean,
me, yeah.
So all right. But yeah. So we did have a Taco John's
I
up
mean, never
in.
going to Del Taco early in the morning. I don't. Yeah,
They're okay. Del Taco's okay. I think they're all shut down now. I think,
yeah, I saw that.
if I recall correctly, I think another company went down to like taxes or something like that.
Right? Yeah,
It's
it's owned by Armenians.
so,
You know?
uh,
Yeah. You
I don't know. This
know?
guy comes to us like, well, this is what you owe this quarter in taxes. Like, I pay half. It's like, no, man, that's
No,
not how it
man,
works in
you
this
go to
country.
jail, bro.
Okay, I pay half. I pay half of half to you, so I pay half. No, man.
No, man. Yeah, no, I no.
Like, no, man. It's so there's good news and bad news about this economy here, right? It's like, stop bribing people. We don't do that. We
We
will
don't do
fucking
that.
get you
Yeah,
on fees,
yeah, we'll get you.
right?
Yeah.
But there is no bribery in the system.
Right. This is linked to your green card number.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it, and I guess Del Taco is supposed to be making a comeback, but there was some kind of restructuring.
I
But
like that Del Taco.
I mean, again, they're okay. Actually, I think their dinner menu is fine, but their
I don't
breakfast
think
menu
I've
is
actually ever eaten there, at least not in like the last 10 years. So the Del Taco. Yeah.
they're okay. Again, it's
Yeah,
not.
okay.
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's literally
Sure.
across the street from the Bell. So,
Right. Yeah. And the bell is like when I come from my house, it's a right turn rather than across the light and a left turn. So,
oh no, you're correct.
yeah.
Entering that place, yeah, you either have to go all the way down
Right. Yeah.
over there, right,
Yeah. You
and
take
then
your
take a
own
right.
life in your hands. Yeah.
That's good. Well, yes, and then you have to navigate that death trap at fucking King Supers,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Or you have to have been coming from Academy way up there to take the one right that goes into that
Oh,
parking
right.
lot
Yeah. Yeah.
beforehand,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it goes in where I think there was a bike shop there for a minute.
There was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Not
not
worth the
easy
effort,
access.
man.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No.
I would say, and actually this is something that I'm glad cities doesn't make you do. It doesn't make you rethink the shitty entrance points of businesses.
Off your main street,
Correct.
your 6 lane boulevard. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Yeah. I actually murdered cities off my hard drive the other day.
All the way off, huh?
I did fire it up a little bit, and I was just not happy with it at all. So,
It's rough.
so I got to find a new game this summer. I'm actually thinking about putting Cyberpunk back on there.
I don't have a problem with
I've
that.
played it through
Yeah.
twice,
Well,
so but I've never done it with the fucking gorilla
oh, I think
arms
she's
like you
trying to.
did. Oh, you're fine.
Okay, I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if she was trying to sneak out or
No, you're okay,
sneak
kiddo.
in. All right.
So
And you could push the table out if you need to.
I might
Okay.
just leave me a little bit of room.
Okay.
So totally fine, kiddo.
There is there's no greater level of trust from a dog that you can get than this.
It's okay.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I was thinking about
I've
that
never
too.
done the gorilla arms though, so I
It was
was
fun.
thinking about making a fucking Terminator Bruiser.
It was a great time.
Yeah, okay, I might try that because I don't think I played through Phantom Liberty once,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
but I don't think I actually made it to the end of that one. I have to go back and check. So
I did finish that one. I don't think I did it right. I don't know if there was a right way to do it, but whatever happened, I didn't like it.
well, I got through it, and then they pulled all my cyberware from me. Where I was basically like a fucking loser at the end of it, you
Mm,
know?
mm.
So I lived as V. So, but it was a really unsatisfying ending.
The space ending?
No. I've gotten that one on the base game
Okay,
before,
okay,
where
yeah.
you're like, like
Do
going
the
over to,
puzzle, yeah,
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 exactly,
yeah.
and you're gonna go be a badass, but you only got a month to live, whatever,
Right.
kind of thing. And the last time I played it through with Phantom Liberty, where I betrayed the dude. and then stood with the president, and then she pulled all the cyberware from me at the end. So it's like, all right, well, you're gonna live forever, but you're a loser. It's like, well, fuck that.
I didn't know that was an option. Okay, yeah.
I don't know how I threaded that needle, but that's what happened. And I had to betray the AI girl.
Oh,
I didn't feel good
Alt
about that. Yeah,
Cunningham.
all
Yeah,
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 I
yeah.
didn't feel good about that. So I might try it again. So
Well,
anyway,
yeah. I mean, there's actually a lot of different endings. Surprisingly, there's a lot of different endings. Like it's just I've played it through 3 times.
you've done 3 full playthroughs?
Yeah,
Oh wow,
yeah,
I haven't done
yeah.
that yet. Yeah, I don't know. I was just looking for some. I have been checking out that Doom thing though.
Yeah, it's weird. It's getting
Let's get some traction out there.
um evidently it's not doing well.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It just turns out that it's the same thing that like we've talked about here. It's like they do one, people like it. They do two, which is more of the same but more, and then they go to three and they change something and people don't dig it.
oh, okay.
And
See, I was
yeah,
actually thinking about going back to Doom 2016 because I
oh
have that.
yeah, yeah.
So, but that was the one that you made you and I both seasick. You
That's
know,
correct. But we were playing it on the size of a fucking
correct.
So there
Yeah.
is that. And I played through all of the second one, and I didn't get motion sickness once.
See, I didn't make it all the way through the second one, but it was fine. I just didn't like all the platforming stuff in it.
First one doesn't have that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
Uh,
why I was thinking
uh,
about going back to it. So we'll see. I'll pick one of the two. So I'm gonna have something to play for the next month. Kind of get me through a little bit because I did all the um, what is the drug game? Um,
oh, schedule one.
I yeah that's fine. It's fun, but it's done. You know?
Well, I don't think you need to revisit it. It doesn't
No,
seem like a
it's
yeah,
totally good.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a management sim. It's not
Right.
drug sim. Yeah, so I was looking for something a little bit more violent.
See, okay, now if you're saying it's a little bit more violent, then there's something that says it's time for Space Marine.
It might be, but it's still 60 fucking dollars, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, I was looking at that just like 2 days ago. It's still 60 fucking bucks, and I'm like, you know what? I think I've got another run of Cyberpunk in me. So,
It's rough, man. I mean, so kudos to them, I guess, because if they're still selling it for $60,
yeah,
then
it's
that
still
must
up
mean they
there.
did well. That must mean that
It's still up there, and Elden Ring dropped a new like whole area the other day, and I was looking at that, but that's still 70 fucking dollars.
what the base game?
Well, no, the base game is like 60, and then the add-ons like another 20. So I was like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm not gonna spend that much money on a game right now.
Well, why don't you? What about some of the what about some of the other games in the Souls series? Are those the same price?
Oh, you know what? I haven't checked that. I don't know.
Yeah, because a lot
Yeah.
of people, because it comes straight from that. It's the same thing, but slightly different. So if you're gonna like it,
I don't know if I'm at swords and boards or guns right now, so I'll have to think about that a
yes,
little bit.
no,
Yeah,
always,
right.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so like Doom was a little bit of both, so I was like, okay, but it's still 65 bucks.
yeah.
So I was like, nah, all right, we'll wait a little bit. We'll see, man. I'm so casual right now that it's just kind of like, okay, what do I feel like doing? You know?
Weirdest thing, I don't know why, but the other day, um, I was just like in the super mood to play some Call of Duty.
Yeah,
It came and went, but there was a yeah, it was sort of a thing where like, yeah, I want to get in there and like first person shoot something.
sure.
I didn't. I was like, I
No,
got stuff
no,
to
no,
do,
wait, yeah,
but
okay.
I was
I had a weird
it
wave
was
like
scratching
that.
my head. Yeah,
I gotta tell you, like last week I had a weird wave. I was like, man, I want to play some fucking CK2. So,
yeah,
and I was like, let me go check out CK3 because I ducked into it, but then
yeah.
I ducked out before they charged me.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was sitting there looking at it, that motherfucker's still $60. I was like, oh,
Is it really? Oh
yeah. I
man.
was like, okay, well, maybe not that. So I don't know, man. Just want something I can duck into a little bit here and there, but I don't know, man. It's been a year since I like stomped around Night City a little bit. I might go do that just for
I think it's
funsies.
fun. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the. I think the game's great. I think it actually has wonderful replay value. I think that there's enough there was enough of a change between the two versions that it
right.
actually felt new and different when I jumped in, and totally different way to
Well, and
play.
see, I only played like all the way through my last version was with the update with
Yeah.
Phantom Liberty,
Oh, okay.
where you get all these different trees in there and stuff.
Okay.
You know, so the first time that I played all the way through was maybe a year after the initial release, after they
Yeah.
stabilized it quite a bit, and it had way a lot of fun with that. And then last year I played it with a completely different build with the new tree,
Yeah.
but I didn't get all the way through. Well, I did get all the way through Phantom Liberty to an end screen, but I didn't feel good about the ending. And so I kind of want to do a guy that's just like, all right, let's just rock through this. Because it's probably what, maybe like 40 hours of gameplay all the way through.
It's up to you. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the when it comes down to it, what do you like doing? It's so like you can get through the game in 20 hours, you can get through in 40 hours, you can do
yeah.
more. It just depends on, do you see a little NCPD thing pop up? Do you have to go
Right,
beat
I
people
had to
to
go
death?
help the police. Yeah, yeah.
Correct. If you see a little exclamation mark, do you have to investigate? That's,
And so last time I played it was right after they dropped Phantom Liberty, and
yeah.
I didn't really explore with all the new police mechanics, which are supposed to be more like GTA 5, and stuff like that. I just didn't fucking pay attention to any of them, and so I'm kind of curious.
I did. It was pretty fun.
Well, you can't help yourself. There's crime going on in my neighborhood. I gotta go fucking gorilla arm people.
Well, okay, so again, I did have a run in with the cops, and as far as I was concerned, it wasn't my fault. So I mean, yeah,
You gonna justify that in court, sir?
I beat a couple of dudes to death, and then I beat some more dudes to death, and the stars keep going up, and then fucking specialists keep jumping out of the fucking
Oh
helicopters and
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
and I beat them to death.
yeah. You're beating the shit out of, what is it, Max Tack?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the max sets, dude. I was beating the shit out of them. Like they jump out of the thing, and it's just like
Just smash.
fucking pound the life out of you, directly out of you. And I'm sitting there, and he's looking up at me. He's like, "Are you really like choking me to death?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm choking you to death. That's me kicking you. That's me kicking you, Bob." He's like, "I can't believe it's going to end like this." It's like, "Yeah, you guys should have
You
let me
made
go."
bad decisions.
That's it was, man. Yeah, it's a rough time, and I don't like fighting cops. I'm on the side of law and order most of the time.
Right. Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah. Okay, man. I'm gonna download that thing.
the
I'm gonna
man
give it
should
a
arm
try.
himself before he's going to fucking decorate his shithole with my friend.
I'll better clear out in there.
What it makes me think of? Like, if you could, because or no, not two, so Unforgiven, that came out in '92, right?
Way long ago, yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been like the Super Nintendo, right?
Sure.
I feel like back then, with the way they used to make movie games, where like Unforgiven would be like a side scroller, and and actually they take just the most tangential things from like the from the movie
Mhm.
to put it in the game. Like when they made like a Wayne's World game,
Oh yeah.
and you fought this donut and stuff like that, because he's making a little donut creature and that, yeah. And I feel like that game you would constantly be shooting like snakes and such, right? That would
Right,
be
yeah,
as
yeah,
you walk,
yeah.
because he said it once.
Fixing leaks in the holes of the roof. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would just totally lose the tone of it. Like
Oh, completely.
when you actually get down to like the end, like Little Bill like takes 70 shots to take down.
Right, yeah. Except for two.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because you got to get them down to the end screen.
Well, that's why you're holding on to all those grenades, right? So,
You got a dynamite arrow.
because they used to do that. They used to do that with all
Totally,
those. Yeah,
yeah.
like there is an Indiana Jones game on the Super
See,
Nintendo.
that was the other one that I wanted to actually snag, but it's
Dude, you
still
should try.
$60.
That's still $60
Still
too.
$60, man. But I know the one that on the Super Nintendo you're talking about. So
That was some old bullshit when it comes to like, yes, this is based on these movies.
yeah, my brother
Yeah.
had one that was on the Sega. What was the handheld thing? Uh,
Oh, the Game Gear.
Game Gear.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, we had an Indiana Jones game on the Game Gear. It was kind of the same thing. Whip this, swing over there,
yeah.
whip that, ride this cart, kind of thing.
It's weird how a game like that, with so many action elements, actually sort of lends itself better to an adventure game
Totally.
like than
Yeah,
me.
yeah. No, it's fun. Um, but yeah, no, the new game is still $60. I looked at that one the other night.
That's
Yeah,
weak.
fuck that.
I don't know how people are gonna pay for this shit, man.
I don't know either.
This does not seem like the right time to. This does not seem like the right time to be fucking squeezing people for their profits.
No, no, and especially after like a game like Schedule One comes out and it's like $20, and I got like at least
Yeah.
60 hours out of that game. No
Did
problem.
you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, man. I mean, it had enough progression in it where it was kind of fun, but there wasn't really that much challenge in it. It was just, okay, do this, grow these things, sell these things,
Right.
build this customer base, and but I mean, it's a pretty simple game, just built in Unity, no problems.
Oh no, no, no! I totally understand that. That's the same thing. So uh, that's the same thing where you look at some things like uh, the Untitled Goose Game, right? That game's brilliant, absolutely
I don't know
brilliant.
about that one.
Oh, um,
Like Goose from Top Gun.
no, you are a goose. You're the bird,
Oh,
right? And so, okay, you can look this up here, right? I
yeah, I
played
don't
it.
know
It's
anything
super
about it.
fun. You play as a goose, and what you will do is you'll be given a checklist of things that need to be done.
Goose shit.
Correct. So yes, you can you can honk, you can grab things, right? You can waddle away, and the whole thing is like it'll give you objectives of like put the rake in the lake, right? So what you have to do is you go in through like the gate, and there's a gardener, right? And he's well aware of what you're doing, and he will chase you off, and you have to do things to distract him and drag the rake out there, and he'll try to get it from you, and you have to get it in the lake.
You have to huck it in the lake.
You're a goose who is a fucking menace, and that's the game.
See, that's a cool game, man.
It's genius.
Yeah.
Yes,
What's
yes.
it called?
It's called Untitled Goose Game.
And it's on Steam.
Yep,
All right, I'm gonna have
yep.
to go check that out just for
It
funsies.
is. It is an incredibly fun game. The concept is genius, right?
Yeah.
And if I recall, believe it or not, I think this was a game actually made by like dyed-in-the-wool communists who
Well, they definitely exist on Steam.
yeah, yeah. I remember they made some kind of statement about it. Um, well, yeah, because the price was like really inexpensive or something like that, and they made some like dumb statement, but they're like, yeah, but we're also going to sell it. It is what
So
it
the
is.
rubber met the
Yeah,
road, huh?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
But no, that game's a hoot.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah, I don't know what happened this last couple days since I came back from that conference. I've gotten sucked into the news again.
You did.
Yeah, I did. I can't help it, but Um,
You were the one who told me to stay out of it.
it's a good plan,
I
but
didn't, but
no, I didn't think you would.
uh,
But yeah, it's okay. We all have our feelings. But
uh,
yeah, games journalism sucked me in a little bit.
anything in particular?
Oh, just I mean the same whole communist like socialist, kind of like can't believe they're charging this much for this game still, blah, kind of thing.
That's kind of what we're grousing about right now.
I get that, man, but I just don't do it with I guess the same sense of entitlement that they do.
Well, it makes so much more sense as soon as you recognize and remember that games journalists don't want to be games journalists. They
Mm-mm.
never wanted to
Nope.
be games
No,
journalists.
they do not.
Every
No.
single one of these douche canoes was like, I'm going to write for Rolling Stone.
Exactly. And I got hooked into the whole new Harry Potter series that's coming out
Oh, okay,
based
yeah, yeah.
upon well, the whole Hogwarts legacy thing didn't work out for them. In terms of how much money that series made because people still love the series.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And I think people are going to watch this new show.
You're gonna be fine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And so you've seen a bunch of actors break ranks with their previous anti J.K. Rowling stances who are like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy to be back in the blah, blah, blah. Kind of serious. Sorry, sweetheart. There you go. That's fine. So I need the back rest.
Totally okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so that got me sucked into it. And then, you know, to be fair, a lot of them are bitching about the price of like new, games and stuff,
Yeah, I agree.
which is fine, man. But of course, they have to have their like pro-Palestine spin on everything. Uh,
Patrick, I consider the Palestinians dealt with.
I think
Um,
so, man. That's completely on the back burner now, thanks to the fact that we're probably going to start bombing Iran in the next 24 hours.
between now and the next time I get on Twitter,
It might have already happened, Jen. I have no idea,
I
man.
don't.
So I have never seen. I mean, I don't know where he is on this, man, but he's almost hemmed into a corner now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. There's this problem when you've said everything, and eventually it comes down to you have to adhere to one of the five promises that you made on this because
correct.
you did at one point campaign against Iran having nuclear weapons. Um, you have also campaigned very much on having peace. Ain't no fucking peace right now. Um,
Well, if it ain't gonna be had, it ain't gonna be had. I get that.
well, and that is to say, I mean, have you been following up about what the royal family has been planning
The royal family of England,
of
or
Iran?
oh no, I haven't read up on that, man. I haven't really caught up on it today. All I know is that like he issued an ultimatum like 24 hours ago
Yeah,
and said like unconditional surrender, and then I got up this morning, I was reading the news, and like, well, we're not going to do that. I was like, okay, man, well, I guess this is where we're at,
give it another day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give it another day.
yeah.
You never know, man, but I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like being on the side of things that Tucker's on. So,
Yeah, that's a good point, man. You
because
rarely are.
I rarely am, but like, so someone put it really succinctly the other night, um, where he was talking about, America first versus America only. Did
Yes,
you see that thread? That was kind of going on Twitter there for a little bit, like last night.
I see the argument. What's the?
Well, it's basically saying that, like, all right, so, oh man, I'm
You can just
loath,
paraphrase
I'm
what you want.
loath to
Yeah,
say that I might
yeah.
be on the same side as Laurel Loomer on this. So, but like Steve Bannon and Tucker have basically put themselves out there as like peace at all costs,
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
benefit of America.
Yeah.
Whereas other people are like, saying like, okay, man, if a guy's on his flat foot, you know, and if you're actually preventing, another 20 years of nuclear development,
Yeah.
ooh, that's tempting. I
That's the
mean,
target of
it's
opportunity.
a target of opportunity, especially if the Israelis have put them that hard to it, which apparently they have. I mean, I've been reading all this stuff on like how fucking brilliant they basically pulled Ukraine 2.0 on these guys, with like pre-positioning, drone
Yep.
ice cream trucks
Yep. 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 The
all over the
insanity.
place, and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
not only shaving off the top end of the Iranian high command, but the second and third layers,
Right.
to the point in time where it's like, I don't know, man. I so I've had Iranian students over the last like 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all here. They're great people. I mean, they all hate their government.
Yep.
But this regime change thing that we've done over the years, I'm not on the Glenn Greenwald thing where it's like all American actions overseas are bad, kind of thing. You know,
Oh, yeah. No, I gotcha.
I mean, that guy's just flipped over to that entire like, America bad camp, and I'm not quite on board with that just because it's like, all right, well, fuck, man, is this going to be a problem? Yeah. Um, if we just let it be, is it going to be a problem? Yeah. Am I mad at the Israelis for like completely cutting out like all of the negotiations that we had going on? Yeah, I'm mad about
Mm-hmm.
that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, at the same point in time, it's like, I mean, put in this sense. 10 years ago, if Barack Obama was the president and had the opportunity to completely do away with Kim Jong Il regime,
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with that. You know, um, and look where he is now, man.
Yeah.
I mean, very dangerous. Totally in command of North Korea. And imagine the tens of millions of North Koreans that have suffered because of like a lack of movement at that point in time. I don't want to see the Iranians in that same position in 10 years.
No, you're right. I don't want to see them there. And they actually do have a group. This was part of the royal family thing where they do have another group that's poised to take control over it. And they said they actually have a plan for it versus just a power vacuum.
Is that an Israeli plan?
No, no, this is actually an Iranian plan. And basically, this
Okay,
is sort of their whole take, basically, is against what happened in 79 and 80.
sure.
Right. And this is basically taking the Islamic rule part of this
So just shaving off that
and
top piece.
basically saying,
Yeah.
like, well, that was an experiment that sucked balls. Um, we're sorry about all the
Yeah.
women and homosexuals that were harmed in the process. But
Blowing up buildings. Yeah.
yeah, and look, if you know how I am on this one, anytime an action results in less Islam in the world, I'm usually on the side of it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because
I'm not quite where you are on
you're
that one,
not.
man.
No,
But
no.
yeah, no, I get you on that one. I mean, I just think there's a little bit of Iraq fear that's going on right now, where you get involved in a 10-year war that results in,
Replacing the Taliban with the Taliban.
well, that's Afghanistan.
Right,
That's
but
different.
yeah.
But see, like the thing that I keep coming back to is, okay, fine. All right. Iraq sucked. We all get that.
Yes.
We went in there with false pretenses.
Yes.
But is Iraq better today than it was 20 years ago? The answer to that question is unequivocally yes. Okay.
It still sucks.
It's not, yeah, but they actually do have a strong government,
Right.
a strong democratic government.
Right.
Okay. I mean, and I know a lot of the stories were bullshit about like Saddam Hussein smashing ICB, or I mean, babies in incubators and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
some of that was actually fucking true. I mean, it actually was. So,
Yeah,
And you don't have two fucking, sons that were complete psychopaths. And so, like, a lot of people look at the Iraq War as a loss, but it actually was a win. We just don't like to see it that way because, we like to internalize a lot of the pain that came with that. But that's kind of the price you pay. Now,
no,
Afghanistan's a distinct loss. The Taliban are back in charge.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But Iraq, I mean, we have air bases there. We don't have to worry about them exporting terrorism. They were the ones who actually like fought down ISIS really hard in a great big civil war that wasn't really on the books that much. Can we do the same thing with Iran? I don't know. So
Well,
it's a much bigger country.
much bigger.
Yeah, it is a much, much more established sense of culture than Iraq did. Um, is it really truly that Shiite Islamist? I don't know. Is it just a thin layer over something that could actually be really good? I don't know. Um, and so I don't know, man. DJT is in a bad spot right now. He's got to make a call in the next like 48 hours.
I think so.
And
Yeah,
it will define his second term, regardless of what happens. If he does nothing and it goes back into fucking bullshit shit show, that's not going to be good for him.
no. Honestly, with
He's
this,
in a bad spot, bro.
he's in a bad
He's in a
spot.
bad
Yeah,
spot.
no, it's a terrible spot. But the
And the Israelis put him there, to be
that's
fair.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
They did. Now, and I don't really blame them for that. I mean,
It's hard.
yeah, but they've done a good job. So they decapitated. Well, I mean, so first of all, they got fucking Pearl Harbor. Got that.
They did.
Okay.
Yep,
They've got that situation basically in a box. Then they went around and they toppled Hezbollah
yep,
with their pagers and shit.
yep.
And then now Syria is actually on the mend because of all of that. Okay, so man, if you live in a shit neighborhood and if you're the guy who actually cleans up his yard, you can't really blame them for that. Especially if they've been waiting tacitly for permission from us for years, which has never been forthcoming. I don't really know how I feel about this, man. I don't want to get involved in another war, but I mean, I can't blame them for actually taking the initiative on this one and saying, hey, we need to fucking fix this shit before somebody develops a fucking bomb. Because Israel is basically two fucking cities. It's Jerusalem and it's Tel
Oh,
Aviv.
yep.
Yeah, and, thermonuclear warhead on either one, and that nation is done.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this, man.
Well,
I
I
really don't. I'm not on board with Tucker on this one. I don't want us to get involved, but live and let live is not a good strategy here either. So,
well, to me, it's sort of at least from my perspective on this one is Israel's doing what Israel wants to do, and that's fine, right? I would say that the United States involvement should be as limited as if somebody approaches us, right? So if Iran were to attack one of our bases, right, then I think we'd be well within our rights to retaliate. But
I think that's pretty clear.
I think
Yeah.
as far as the actions, it's something where it's like we won't sanction you, we won't support you, right? Do what you got to do. This is you. The problem here is right. If we support this, the biggest problem with supporting this is basically saying like we're signing off on countries essentially cutting us out of the loop and taking this stuff into their own hands, right? Because if we do that, we're on board with that, and I don't think that's the right play.
What if it's in our own interest?
We should have been told.
Well, I agree with that, man. But I mean, the opportunity also presents itself. I mean, personally, I don't really have that much of a problem with,
Oh,
like them sitting B2s out of Diego Garcia and sealing up that fucking, you know, Iranian nuclear development facility. It's not in the middle of Tehran, so
no,
I don't know how I feel about this, man. It's kind of weird, I mean, going through all this stuff with Iraq and Afghanistan over the years, there's definitely a reluctance to actually sanction any of that. But there's also a piece of it where it's like, does that make the world better? I mean,
That's
I mean,
we played that game though.
yeah, but just because we played it poorly doesn't mean that we should back away from the game sometimes. I don't know about that, man. So, I mean, just because like the actors that we have that are like at the board right now and the people who are involved in it, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't like this live and let live and just wait till see what happens next kind of thing. That didn't work out at 9/11, man. So,
We didn't do that at 9/11. Or you mean in terms of preventing 9/11?
correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Well,
so, I mean, if a little thing like that, we're well, I don't know. This is so hard because Iran's such a big country and it's got so many people in it, and you don't know how most of them feel. Even though we hear like a lot of them are like, I mean, they're dancing in the tunnels waiting for Israel to basically kill the Ayatollah because you've seen that shit on
yeah,
on Twitter.
yeah.
It's like, well, that's pretty fucking cool. If we can help that, that'd be great. But you don't know that's how the country feels.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's part of the. Again, this is.
I just don't like this. Like I said, I just don't like this live and let live kind of thing. If you're gonna put your chips on the board somewhere, fucking do it out in the open. And not necessarily let the Israelis suck you into it. But if they're on the right side of the board, then okay. I mean, fuck it. I have no idea, man, how to feel about this. I'm just not that afraid. You know.
No, I gotcha. I
Yeah.
gotcha. I'm not that afraid either. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And
Sure.
I guess my current position is I would not feel comfortable with one American troop taking a bullet for fucking Israel. I don't. I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't feel
fair.
okay with it. I do feel okay that if they listen, we've talked about this before. This is the same thing that happened with Palestine, where it's like, look, if you've been fucking attacked like this, and this happened from your neighbor, right? Okay, we wouldn't tolerate it, and
No.
they shouldn't either. So if this is part of the thing where again we're not neighbors with them, and if your neighbor kept telling you over and over again, it's like, so we're working on this.
Yeah.
We've told people we're working on this. We then lied and said we're not working on this. And I don't know how close they are. Nobody does. Nobody's for
Oh,
sure.
man.
There's conflicting reports. I have no idea. They say it's most of the way there. I don't know. I've heard a million different things. Right?
Dude, they've been like 6 months away from getting a nuclear bomb since the
That's
1980s.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, fine. But like eventually it gets to the point in time where they got it,
Right.
And so like I get the thing about neighbors, like, okay, so this is in your neighborhood, kind of thing. But, like the whole idea of like, a nuclear bomb showing up in a shipping container on a cargo ship in New York is terrifying
Yes.
and has been for many, many years now.
Yes. Yes.
And so I don't think the proximity of the border really matters. And, the fact that, okay, so I'm not so down on Islam like you are, in some respects. I get it. I do get that.
No,
Okay.
you know which part of it that I'm down on. You know I'm down on the fundamentalist part of it.
Right. And that's kind of where that shit comes from.
Correct.
And if it comes from like the top of a thin layer on top of an estate that forms up a country that has a culture that's way older than Islam, you
Well,
know?
well,
I mean, it might be at the point in time where this is where you clean a little bit of the fucking scum off the glass, so to
mhm.
speak. I don't know,
Mm.
man. I don't feel good about this. I very much so doubt that Donald Trump would actually ever agree to doing anything that involved, boots on the ground, even though I don't think that's really that hard of a red line. Kind of feels like it because if like some Iranian dude shoots an American soldier, okay, fine, we're fucking in, but that's just the nature of this
Right.
country.
Right.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the action itself is fundamentally wrong. You know, um, you're looking at potential consequences rather than actual consequences at that point. I have no
Right.
idea, man.
Right.
So I don't envy the dude. He's in a very bad situation. The Israelis put him there.
Yep.
Well, and he kind of did too. So just to be perfectly blunt and fair about that, so the Iranians were on a pretty good track with that deal that he sank back in 2017. So,
I got you there.
but that was years ago.
That was years ago, and frankly, I mean, this is a weird thing that I don't necessarily like that deal in the first place. I mean, this is the kind of stuff like if we were on some kind of prevention watch to make sure this stuff didn't happen, and that's the attitude now, then
Yeah.
we sure as shit shouldn't have been playing ball with them in 2017.
Well, I don't know. That was when ISIS was going on and stuff like
Well,
that. So
yeah,
this is a back burner thing
yeah, absolutely.
at the
So,
point in time.
yeah,
So I mean, I'll grant him a little bit of grace on that. But um, no, there's no question that the Israelis have kind of like they've played pretty good chess with us here, and Donald
they
Trump
are.
does not play chess
No,
very well.
no.
I appreciate the fact that he goes into these things with earnestness, with like he has with Putin. Even though on this podcast and before I said the guy has no interest in fucking peace, so and he doesn't, but he can't win that war, and he knows it. So
It will end the moment that France and Germany stop buying their fuel.
I don't even know about that, man. I mean, they don't even use mechanized equipment anymore that much on the front. It's just
It's
it.
about money. I mean, that's the
I don't think it's just
every so it, look. If this was supposed to be done like that, and if everybody was towing the line, okay, if anybody actually in that situation believed what they fucking talk about, then every source of revenue into that place from an allied country would be zero.
I don't think the revenue actually matters anymore. I
For them, yeah, of course it
what
matters.
the Russians? I don't
Yeah,
think so.
yeah.
I don't think so, man. I think it's a point of pride.
No, 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 no. This is the thing
You
is
know,
because what that would do is it's not about choking Putin. It's about pissing off every Russian that lives in that place because their livelihoods came to an end because of what Putin is doing. It
well,
doesn't matter what he's saying at that point.
yeah,
It's about
okay, all right, all
are you
right.
suffering from
I'll
it or
give
not,
you that. I'll
right?
give you that. But Russian people are like remarkably tough when it comes to taking on like personal
Hardships, yeah, no,
inconvenience.
of
Yeah,
course they're fucking
I.
lunatics. But I mean, that's the thing is, no, they are, they
No,
are.
I get you. I don't think that like you know. I don't disagree with you. I just don't think that's a fair characterization. I mean, it's just it's sunk cost fallacy all across the board.
Yes,
So nobody's going to back down because it's a point of pride at this point in time. Um, Putin, I'm convinced he enjoys the war. I'm convinced that he likes being a wartime leader.
mm,
I mean, you've seen him at the funerals and stuff like that. He stands tall
yeah.
during those things, and he likes to epitomize the strength there. But he also fundamentally knows that. I mean, dude, Ukrainians were the invented partisan
Same for never came.
warfare. They invented it there, man. And I mean, they had good teachers in terms of the Nazis. And so it's
Sure
just
did.
it's just not
Yeah.
going to happen, man. And so any kind of like thing that's going on the international stage that takes away from that, it just it just spools him a little bit more tape, And I'm not too worried about that anymore. You know, I don't like the fact that Israel was able to basically checkmate Donald Trump on this stuff. I think it was a dirty move. Um,
It was a dirty move, and again,
but it was a
it's
smart move from their perspective. I mean, I can respect that. I mean, like, dude, if you have like, even if they're a year or two or 10 away from developing, some kind of ballistic launch system that could actually deliver a nuclear payload to Tel Aviv, you have one of two cities.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no, yeah, and so, I mean, okay, fine. I don't like Netanyahu as a person. I think he's a dirtbag. But if you're going to watch out for your people, I don't think he's done a bad job. So,
Well, he has one. He believes in one thing, right?
right.
And he's been proving this. Look, I'll say this. All right, from when I was working with people, I asked them a lot about the politics of Israel, right? When
How
I
did you
had
know about that? On the job?
I had students.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, I haven't had too many Israeli students. I've had some Iranian ones, and they're basically like neutral. They're like, I'm not in Iran, I'm in America.
Yeah, no, no, and so yeah, I had
Yeah.
students that were living in Israel, and I'd ask them about this stuff, and like the political situation here. When it comes down to it, this is sort of on the Jewish people, right? Because Netanyahu has been up for election many times.
And he keeps getting, but it's a parliamentarian election, right? It's like England, right, where you elect ministers, or do you actually directly vote for the prime minister? I don't
I
know.
don't know, but they
Yeah,
said that the opportunity to take him out was there many
it's
times,
happened many
and
times. Yeah.
evidently it's basically an old versus young thing, right?
Okay.
So anybody that's under the age of like 30 wants him gone, but everybody that's older than that is kind of old guard, and they're the ones that keep voting him in, right?
Okay.
So, and I get it, I
That's
get it,
okay.
but that's sort of the thing is the Jews in that area they want this. That's the thing
They
is
want
they want what's going on here.
they want the war.
They want what Netanyahu represents,
They
right?
want the safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about this for a second. Okay, so
Well, yeah. If you're getting up to the age where you want to have kids and stuff, you want to make sure it's not a nuclear wasteland.
well, fuck all that. I
Yeah.
mean, not just the general like terror part of it here is they really didn't like the business of being victims of random terror, the fucking rocket attacks and stuff,
Right.
right? I get that, and they found that unforgivable. And I'm like, you're right. Again, if we had that shit going on, right?
Oh, we wouldn't tolerate it for 10
Hell no,
seconds.
hell no. And so what you're looking at when you actually look at the footage and you look at the things that they asked for the people on the ground, right? When the missiles are actually hitting uh, uh, Tel Aviv, right? The guys are
Yeah.
they're in the bunkers, but nobody is saying like, "I wish our leadership hadn't done this." All
Right.
right, they're not sitting there like drawing up effigies or things of
I
Netanyahu,
can't
right?
imagine actually having to designate a room in my house as a bunker.
We don't live there,
We don't live there.
right?
Yeah. So I can't imagine that. I mean, if that was the case, I imagine it would change my politics quite a bit.
Absolutely. And again, to go back to when we go back to the Middle East here, we didn't play it the way that I think we should have played it. It was either get in there and do your business and leave, or again, declare this part of this is uh, new middle America, right? Okay, so this is
This is New Connecticut.
that is correct. That is correct. Where it's like people are going to accuse you of imperialism. It's like, motherfucker, I'll show you what
I'll show
imperialism is
you how
like.
that
Okay.
works. Yeah.
As far as the same thing that happened in 1945, that place over there next to Korea should have been called America Island.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
this
Right.
is,
Yeah.
and so yeah,
West California.
yeah, and so if you're gonna go in there and say like, hey, they're gonna call you imperialist the other way, own it.
Yeah.
Stay in here as long as it takes. Basically, sort of run this sort of like India, where there's a whole ton of people that wish the British never left.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
to this day, they wish the British never left because their leadership is fucking balls. But yeah, if you go in there, hang out long enough, say like, all right, we're neighbors over here. We're going to geopolitically change this. It stops over here with Israel. That's going to plug any kind of conflicts that come from this side. They'll handle it. Either that or get out. Right? Either sit there and
Yeah.
let it change or get out.
I don't see that happening this time, though, man. Just because, like, Iran's got no allies. I mean,
No.
this is not like the last couple times where Israel's gotten into some shit with its neighbors and
Yeah.
the Saudis and the Jordanians and the Syrians and everybody. Whoa,
Egypt.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Chill out. Now they're all like, okay, because I think it might almost be that end of the rug kind of thing.
Yeah,
Where it's like, wait a minute, you guys are the guys who have been like fucking up this entire region for
yeah,
decades,
yeah.
and so that's why, like, I don't know, man. I'm going to put odds on it. I bet you within the next 48 hours, we're going to drop some bombs somewhere.
I think there's a distinct
So
possibility. I honestly, if I were going to do this,
yeah,
I would give you straight odds. I would put it 50-50
50
within
50.
48
Okay.
hours. Right
Yeah.
now, if you give me a longer time, that those odds change.
Do they go up or down?
I say up,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
unless I mean, because the thing is, for me, it's all depends on how fast Israel wraps this up.
Well, I don't think they're going to wrap it up that fast. I mean, they're not doing any ground troops or anything like that, man.
Don't
I
need
mean,
it.
maybe, maybe not, man. I mean,
You kill enough people till someone will negotiate.
yeah, but they haven't gone after
The
the
Ayatollah.
Ayatollah. If the Ayatollah can't have it,
And that may be one of the things that they ask
I
us
didn't realize
for.
that motherfucker was 86 years old.
Right, you know what? And
Man.
that's funny. Is hiding in this bunker. This may be the thing that says, "Holy shit, my COVID shot blood clots are." Um, if he dies in a stroke underground, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
I'm
it is
bleeding
what
out
it
of my
is. Yeah,
fingernails.
yeah,
I need to go to a clinic in Switzerland.
yeah. So when you actually look at the Wikipedia of the actual like adjutants on both sides, fucking on the Israeli side it says Pfizer, and like
Kaiser Permanente.
yeah, actually no, you think over there they took the fucking Sinovacs
You probably did. Oh, ooh, bird. Yeah.
because they're like, look, I know it's less expensive, but does there have to be all these metal shavings in it? It's
Exactly.
yeah.
It's like it really hurts when I pee.
Like, what vaccine do you make with a lathe? You know,
Right. Yeah.
it's weird. So if that happens,
Let's see.
and that may be the thing where they ask us and say, "We know where he is. Our bombs can't go as far as your bombs. Can you drop some of your bombs on their stuff?"
See, I've been watching the mill bloggers lately, and like a couple of those places, we're the only guys who have the bombs who can actually do it.
That's correct.
So because, but still, at the same point in time, I mean, I don't know, man.
That is engaging in direct political assassination.
But we've
Yeah.
already done that, man. We did that with the guy in Baghdad last year. Who was the head of the IRGC.
Yes,
And so,
but we didn't we do that in results to what he did to American troops?
that was the idea, but I mean, the whole thing is like, well, the guy wasn't there on fucking pleasure trip. You
No,
know?
no, no.
Yeah. And so I don't know, man. I feel a little bit weird about this. I feel
Perfectly reasonable.
confident. I feel
Yeah,
confident that we're not going to land the first fucking Marines on Hormuz, kind of thing.
I'd like that. I'd like us to stay out of that.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's actually going to happen, man. I mean, the thing that I think that most people are like hoping for is it doesn't turn out like Iraq
Yes.
for sure,
Yes.
and also doesn't turn out like Libya,
Yes.
But Syria is not a bad model. So, you know,
They are now. I mean, they're not a bad model now, but they have problems there.
they have a lot of problems there, man. But I mean, um, it's different than it was a year ago, you
Yeah, I'll give
know.
you that. Yeah.
And so you kind of live and let live on certain things, but you knock off the top layer of the cupcake.
Yeah.
You kind of have to live with what grows up next. But
Yeah. It's just
the nuclear thing is a big fucking deal. It's a big fucking deal because now, especially with Israel, I mean, you can't have a guy who's like shaking his fist over your fence for like 30 years saying death to you and your family. And then
I
all of a
agree.
sudden he starts moving out. And you're like, well, wait a minute. you know?
Again, this is something that this is the dumb part of it. You cannot have a religious theocracy in place that has, I shit you not, that has basically escape valve fucking options for reasons to actually nuke your neighbor as you wish, right?
Yeah.
If
Or
you
your cities.
correct,
Yeah.
if you declare this and you say it is this as the religious authority there, it's completely within reason. Ergo, this is why all of my problems stem with
There's a
places
reason
that
why
say,
Mussolini gave Rome
yes,
back to the Pope. You
there you go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah,
know?
that's if you have that
Yeah.
theocracy in place and you're next to the place that you have been planning to fucking nuke for a long time, right? I don't blame the Israelis for this, right? I don't. That's the that's the tricky part, but they
I
do
give a
what they got
little
to
bit.
do.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
I
they think
get
that
it.
we're tools, in some
Yes,
respects, and we
yes.
might be. I mean, that might be legit, but you know,
I totally understand that. But
we
if
do have aligned perspectives here. So.
we do, and we do, and again, I think that one of two things. So I did see a pretty decent looking report basically saying about the toppling of this government, right? And
The Iranian government.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And there was a pretty likely chance of that happening because evidently there are.
They've had riots for years, man.
This
So,
is correct.
yeah.
But I mean, there are
Or
certain.
like the hijab and stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there are also certain things that have changed now that weren't an option before. What happens every time that there's any kind of instability in Iran? What's the
The
first thing they do?
IRCG comes out with AK-47s and puts the boots in the heels to you. Yeah.
Well, they absolutely do. And what's the other thing that they do in terms of communication?
I don't know.
They clip it. So
What,
they
like
have,
online?
yeah, they have
Uh,
state control to clip basically online.
do they have Starlink now?
That is correct.
Oh, there we go.
That is correct. And that was the thing. Musk made that clear. He's like, it's up and running.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the key tools in actually organizing shit.
Good.
So I guess there's a lot of talk there about which factions have been waiting for something like this. And I guess the take on this, the thing that I saw here was whether or not that happens, things will not be the same there anymore, and they can't be.
I don't. Yeah, I think that's definitely true in one way or the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will not be the same. So
Well, no, we've got enough problems here. We don't need to borrow anymore. Um, so it'll get sorted out.
well, that's the thing. Is this whole thing is kind of like sloughed off a lot of the local problems that have been going on lately. You know.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck that some dudes walked around on No King's June 14th, right, and took a stroll around the park.
Completely irrelevant.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
That's all in the past. I imagine right now, fucking ICE guys went in there and they took people out of big cities, and they're gonna do it tomorrow.
Well, they caught that guy in Minnesota, and so it's like, okay,
The craziness around that case is unreal.
yeah, but it's not really going to matter, man. I mean, like if we go to war with Iran, that's just going to
Oh
be
yeah,
relegated
I
to
agree. Yeah,
like fucking federal court in Minnesota
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the Supreme Court started dropping cases today, on
Yep.
certain things, and it's not even a ripple in the pond, man.
Nope.
I mean, okay,
This
fine.
is the big deal.
Currently, yes, it's the
Hmm.
big deal. Yeah, I mean, he even went up to G7 yesterday and noped out.
And left. Yeah.
That night, it was like, well, wait a minute, didn't we have all these like negotiations going on with Japan and England and stuff? It's like, nah, it's all good.
It is. So if you're asking what it is that could make Donald Trump put down his Hostess cupcake that was being served, fucking halfway through the white swirl, and
Like, save that, put that
right.
in a bag.
So don't put it in a bag. Rip the top off. That's coming with
That's
me.
coming with me.
That's the good
You
part.
give it to me, I'll put it in my packet.
And he was gone. Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
Gonzo. Yeah. Much to the chagrin of the
Uh,
Canadian Prime Minister. And
well, so evidently, that's kind of. I guess they had the same perspective as me walking out of a graduation. Yeah, it's kind of like.
it's like, wait a minute, he's gonna wait till he like Put our Tams over on the
Yeah,
other
it's
side.
like
Yeah,
you
no,
can't leave
we
just because they
can't
call your
leave.
son's name. And he just like walks straight through the
My plane
procession.
is
It's just kind
waiting.
of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I get it. So I guess you can see that as kind of white trashy, and
Well,
I can
it's
see
just
it.
pushing things up to the forefront that matter a little bit
Yeah,
more. So,
we've got pressing, and people have to leave conferences. It's okay.
oh my God, yeah,
Yeah, I know.
it's okay. Hit up HR; they'll reimburse you. You know?
Donald Trump does not keep his receipts.
No,
You know he doesn't.
no, no. It's your pleasure.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
It's your pleasure.
Yes,
All right. Well, anyway, I'm Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
Let's see if we're at war by Sunday.
I'll check now. Actually, it's
You
let me.
gonna check right
I
now?
will check right now.
Bomb anything yet?
I will look at the top.
On the Twitter?
Yes, I will just see if something's going on. Um, IDF Hezbollah rocket artillery commander killed in Southern Strike. That's not it. There is no.
Just going around killing the orcs, man.
This does not look like it's on.
All right. Well, we'll give it a couple days.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.
Oh yeah.